Hey everybody, welcome back to my series on mental health issues and social media. In this series I'm going to explore problems such as anxiety and depression, and their relationship to the all-encompassing, dominating deity of our times, social media. Today I am going to explore a topic that I think is incredibly difficult to define, and something that I don't even believe is classified as a mental disorder because it is so new and so widespread. This is the problem of indifference. What this is touches at the very basis of our humanity, or lack thereof, as it may be. This is a very complex topic because not only are we discussing something very recent, fueled by the advent of social media, but something that also has incredible implications, not only on our culture, but on the planet itself. So let's take a look. The easiest way to consider indifference is through the much more well-known and understood narcissism. The word narcissism is derived from the name of the Greek hunter Narcissus. Narcissus was a man of extreme beauty and had many admirers. The myth goes that one of these admirers, the nymph Echo, fell deeply in love with him. When Echo tried to embrace Narcissus, he rejected her. Echo, deeply heartbroken, spent the rest of her life wandering the forests. Noticing this sort of cruel arrogance that Narcissus seemed to carry with him, the god Nemesis decided to punish Narcissus. And to do this, like in every other Greek myth, is to show that every gift, if not carried with humility, can also be a curse. As such, one day when Narcissus was very thirsty from hunting, Nemesis lured him to a very clear pool. Kneeling beside the pool to drink, Narcissus stared into the water and, lo and behold, saw his own reflection staring back at him. Falling deeply in love with himself, Narcissus now felt the true pain and agony that had befallen the nymph Echo. And there he stayed by the pool until he died of starvation and turned into a flower. So while Narcissus was clearly a strapping young lad, it doesn't appear he was a very bad person and was just a bit unempathetic to the advances of the opposite sex. In comparison to this, what then is indifference? If we consider narcissism to be the obsession of self, that self might still be an open and caring person. Of course, they may also be a vile, arrogant human being. But hey, at least they have character, no matter how many lives they will ruin. Indifference, however, is understandable through its very name. That is, its inability to consider difference. This doesn't mean simply just a lack of consideration of difference, but also the inability to be different. This results in a lack of ability to consider other opinions or cultures, and therefore rigidifies the world around it. To really understand what this might mean, we need to consider broader social circumstances. Consider, for instance, a McDonald's or Coca-Cola ad. In these ads, many different races and ethnicities will be represented, and it gives the impression that we are one big, loving, happy family. Yet when we explore these marketing campaigns a little deeper, we discover what's not represented in them. Have you ever watched a Coca-Cola ad and ever seen an ugly person? An overweight person? Hell, even a poor person? And then does this sound like anything else to you? Like perhaps the top trending stories and photos on Instagram? Now I know what you're probably saying right now.
But Jack J, sex sells. It fires our dopamine receptors and makes us feel pleasure and want to consume more and release more dopamine to feel more pleasure in an endless cycle of consumption.
And I would say to that, you're goddamn right. At the core of what we are discussing is the infiltration of marketing and capitalism into our very personal lives, whereby at each moment, with every scroll of the social media feed, we are being marketed something, even if it's hidden. And what this thing is at its very base is that salvation is now considered to be in the materialism of the upper middle or leisure class. This of course doesn't mean we are all going to just move into the upper middle class, but by God, we will take out loans and mortgage the house to appear like we are. A byproduct of platforms such as Instagram has made our worth come from the materials that we wear and that surround us. Because our personal lives and identity are so entwined to social media, it means we have started to become products and marketers ourselves. Yet what does any of this have to do with mental health? If we can perhaps consider anxiety as the struggle to be someone who we are not, and that the person who we are is not quite up to the standards set, we can understand that the crippling problem of anxiety that plagues our culture stems from social media and its constant inescapable presentation of what success looks like. This leads to a rigidification of culture and has massive consequences on many people in the community. For instance, it must exclude all those that do not fit within the mold of what success should be. Yet this does not only affect those that are excluded and marginalized by this culture, that is, those that are different, but also creates a standardized and indifferent culture that lies at the very heart of social media itself. This dominant culture not only becomes increasingly indifferent to others, but also to the world at large as it becomes more consumed by itself and its material needs. The broader social outcome of this is the increasing inability to care for others or the world, leading to a culture of consumption and self-obsession. This in turn perpetuates mental health issues such as anxiety in those constantly trying to be accepted, and depression in those that can never be accepted. Underneath all this is the cold, thoughtless, and uncaring consumer culture that has infiltrated our personal lives. The way we are able to avoid this trap with all its beautiful faces and shiny things, and take some control of our lives again, is to keep creating more difference in our lives. This can include talking to more diverse people such as the elderly, the homeless, or hell, even the ugly. To be open to more difference is to go against dominant social media culture, which at its core is a rigidifying consumer culture that at its base weakens community and causes many mental health, social, and environmental issues. More videos coming soon. Give me a like and a sub if you feel I deserved it. Thanks for watching and love to you all.